I'm sitting outside today, dreaming of a snowy day. Hey, can you make snow with me? Snowy day. One of my favorite days in winter is when I go to sleep, wake up, and snow has covered the ground. That reminds me of a story we can read together called The Snowy Day. The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. If you were Peter and had all that snow outside, what would you do first? Well, Peter went crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. He walked with his toes pointing in like that. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. Then he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. What do you think it was? It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. So he made a smiling snowman. He made angels. He pretended he was a mountain climber, and he climbed up a great, big, tall, heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there anymore. He felt very sad. Oh no! What do you think happened to Peter's snowball? Do you think it melted inside his warm house? While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted away all the snow. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep, deep snow. What adventures do you think Peter and his neighbor had today in the deep, deep snow? Do you think maybe he found another stick to drag in the snow? Made another smiling snowman? Pretended to climb another snow mountain? Maybe he was even able to have a snowball fight today. Reading about Peter's adventures in the snow reminds me of a snow dance song Miss Cynthia created. Let's join her now.
We're going to sing a song about snow and do a dance to go along with it. I'm going to sing the song and do the motions. Your grown-up can rewind this part of the program and play it for you again and again. All right, now let's all stand up and get ready to dance. Let's do a snow dance. Let's lift our feet and prance. Let's do a snow dance now. Let's all whirl around. Then we will touch the ground. Let's do a snow dance now. Let's do a snow dance. Let's lift our feet and prance. Let's do a snow dance now. Let's spread our arms out wide. Then we'll pretend to hide. Let's do a snow dance now. Let's do a snow dance. Let's lift our feet and prance. Let's do a snow dance now. Let's all tap our feet. Then we'll hug someone sweet. Let's do a snow dance now. Let's do a snow dance. Let's lift our feet and prance. Let's do a snow dance now. Let's all sway to and fro. Then we will wish for snow. Let's do a snow dance now.
Wow, that snow dance by Miss Cynthia warmed me right up. When we start talking about snow, I start getting so excited because that means Christmas Eve is near. Let's read a story about Frog and Toad on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve by Reynolda Revealed. On Christmas Eve, Toad cooked a big dinner. He decorated the tree. "Frog is late," said Toad. Toad looked at his clock. He remembered it was broken. The hands of the clock did not move. Toad opened the front door. He looked out into the night. Frog was not there. "I am worried," said Toad. "What if something terrible has happened?" said Toad. "What if Frog has fallen into a deep hole and cannot get out? I will never see him again." Toad opened the door once more. Frog was not on the path. "What if Frog is lost in the woods?" said Toad. "What if he's cold and wet and hungry? What if Frog is being chased by a big animal with many sharp teeth? What if he's being eaten up?" cried Toad. "My friend and I will never have another Christmas together." Toad found some rope in the cellar. "I will pull Frog out of the hole with this," said Toad. Toad found a lantern in the attic. "Frog will see the light. I will show him the way out of the woods." Toad found a frying pan in the kitchen. "I will hit that big animal with this," said Toad. "All of his teeth will fall out." "Frog, do not worry," cried Toad. "I am coming to help you." Toad ran out of his house. There was Frog. "Hello, Toad," he said. "I am very sorry to be late. I was wrapping your present." "You are not at the bottom of a hole?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "You are not lost in the woods?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "You are not being eaten by a big animal?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "Not at all." "Oh, Frog," said Toad, "I am so glad to be spending Christmas with you." Toad opened his present from Frog. It was a beautiful new clock. The two friends sat by the fire. The hands of the clock moved to show the hours of a Merry Christmas Eve. This story about Toad and Frog's annual Christmas Eve gathering reminds me of the holiday traditions at Reynolda. The Reynolds family celebrated Christmas and always decorated. Today, the tradition carries on. Now, at the museum, thanks to the North Carolina Museum of Art, you can view glass ornaments very similar to the ones the Reynolds family would have decorated with. There are 400 ornaments, including Santas, fruits, candies, and animals. And it is also that time of year at Reynolda when the greenhouse really does turn green. What a holiday sight! And of course, we are all wishing for a snowy day, just like Peter had. But until then, my children and I will be folding and cutting paper to make our own snowflakes. I encourage you to try this activity at home. Maybe even add a cup of hot cocoa for some extra holiday fun. And who knows, maybe one winter morning soon, you will wake up to a snowy day. Thank you so much for joining us for our winter holiday read aloud.